Welcome back, everybody. Max here. Now, I wasn't going to do a review of the new map Nivelle Nights, and that's just because there is already so much content on YouTube. One more guy's viewpoint, I don't think, is required. But having played the new map now in more than one lobby and with multiple other people, I find myself revisiting an old problem that's been around since the very launch of this game. It is a topic that has been covered multiple times on forums such as Reddit and things like that, and you can go and check them all out. But I'm going to go into some details about what I think is fundamentally the problem with Nivelle Nights, and revisit this problem because it doesn't seem to be spoken about as much as it was being spoken about when the game first dropped. So the problem, you ask? Well, the problem is the way the new Conquest ticket count and scoring system works. Now, before I dive headlong into the detail of that, I just want to say this map is nothing short of gorgeous. DICE have done a fantastic job with the right balance of cover in no man's land. The trenches feel unique and of course are radically different on both sides, which is historically accurate. And I know DICE have tried very, very hard to keep these maps and keep the transition of gameplay into a historically relevant realm, and have tried to incorporate as much detail as they possibly can. The sausage munchers put way more time and effort into their trenches than the garlic guzzlers, and that was because the Germans were settling in for the long haul, when the French figured it would be over in a heartbeat. So while the Bosch had electric lighting, free access to beer and a mini fridge, the French had flaming torches and warm red wine from the 1500s. Needless to say, Jerry fared much better than the onion peddlers on the other side. DICE have also nailed the lighting on the head in no uncertain way. And I'm really ramped up now for Prix de Tahor, which, if this has anything to go by, will leave us all drooling and reaching for yet another box of Kleenex. You can clearly see the enemy on this map, but still know it's night time, and the map has that eerie feeling of a moonlit moor. You will find snipers sitting in no man's land staring back into the respective flags, but with all the trenches and land undulation, avoiding the dreaded snipers is not that hard, and as a sniper I find this map to be somewhat challenging, as it forces you to change up your play style and get a little closer than perhaps you normally would. So all great, you say? Well, here's the problem. With DICE changing the scoring system in Conquest, this map in particular lends itself to the childhood game of Ring Around the Roses. I've played this map about 10 times, I guess, at this point, and 8 out of 10, we shall say, for easy statistics, it's been quite literally the entire team running from one flag to the next, capping the flag before moving on and retaking the flag the enemy just capped. This continues throughout the entire game, which typically culminates with the team who cap the very first flag and who have a handful more kills than the other winning the game. Now, if you don't know, or indeed never really understood the old system, it worked like this. Capping a single flag would not get you anything. You had to control, if memory serves me right, 3 flags. Tactical comebacks were not only possible, but made the game a real battle of wits. The old system allowed you to completely stall the other team's progress if you maintained the majority of the flags on the map. You could stop the other team dead in their tracks if you had 30 tickets left and they had 90, say. You would still lose a few tickets here and there from spawns. Medics would help however, and all you had to do was defend your objectives, or you could gamble and go for more flags to increase the rate of ticket bleed. This system promoted and allowed better team play and reduced the chance of just running around in endless circles. With the new system in place, it not only promotes circle jerking, it also makes comebacks mathematically impossible. Now, all of that being said, in the older version, towards the end of a match, the way to win, of course, was just not to spawn in, and then so forth you prevent ticket bleed. This was also cheese, and I do understand why DICE looked for a different system. However, I don't think what we have is the answer. The game, especially on Nivelle Nights, feels more like Call of Duty domination, and I think that's really sad. The novelty and diversity of Battlefield was exactly the reason I picked it up, and moving towards a casual style of play much akin to Call of Duty is the reason people are saying that it's now gone casual. The tactical element is and has been removed in terms of team tactics, and now we just find ourselves being either dominated or being the dominator. I don't ever remember seeing such huge blowout games in the past, and as time has progressed I feel that it's becoming worse. So what's the solution? Well, there is good and bad with both systems, so a little combination of both, in my humble opinion, would help. Removing the death ticket count and employing the old flag system goes somewhat to finding some middle ground. It would promote defensive team playing, but remove the fear of bleeding tickets when playing the objective and going after the flag cap. The days of old where the enemy team holding the most flags would sit in the middle of the map, just rack up kills, would be controlled, and it would promote a use of each class the way that they're intended. These are just my observations and playing the new map and seeing blowout games I'm sure we've all experienced. Now the video you're watching in the background is a gameplay that I recorded earlier, which is an absolutely classic example of what I'm talking about when I say about ring around the roses and all this kind of stuff. You're going to see endless just running around the map, barely firing the gun in any way, shape or form, and just moving from point to point and clapping flags and capping it, obviously, you know, just racking up points basically. You very rarely come across an enemy, and the enemies you do come across are 9 times out of 10 already dead because they're solo and they're going, I guess, in the wrong way around the map. So this is what I did, is I edited this down because it was just going to be, I mean, to be perfectly honest, 25 minutes of watching you run in circles. First of all, you'll see earlier on in the gameplay, you see us going one way, and now you can quite clearly see now we're going the other way, and we're running literally from flag to flag to flag, capping these individual points as we go, racking up huge amounts of points. And look, stick around to the end of the video, you'll see just how many points I got from basically not killing anybody. I think I got 20 kills in the entire game, and that was pretty much the same, I'm going to guess, for everybody else across the lobby. There was a couple in there that had a slightly higher kill count, if you want to call it that, but for the most part everybody was rocking between 20 and 30 kills, very limited deaths at all, and was just running around constantly in endless circles. And this, I think this is a good demonstration of exactly what I'm talking about and have been talking about in this video, and highlights the point that, you know, if you were forced to actually sit on one of these objectives and keep it, because the fact of running around in circles is not going to get you anywhere, then you would see that the map would actually move in a different way. You'd see people moving across the center of the map, and you'd see people doing different tactics and just, I don't know, just changing the complete dynamic of the way this map would work. And so I really do think that this is something that DICE very seriously need to look at. I don't see it as being a massively difficult thing to fix in any way, shape or form, but I do believe and feel that it's something that needs to be addressed sooner rather than later. Obviously we're like halfway through the life cycle of this game at this point, and so fundamentally changing the way that the game is going to work is probably completely out of reach and unrealistic at this point. But certainly going forward and moving forward in the future, and the future titles, and I believe we're supposed to be getting one next year, this is something that I would like to see him address, and something that I'd like to see him fix, and something I'd like to see him change, and kind of just, I don't know, build upon what we had in the past, take out the bad, replace it with the good, use these two systems, put them together, and try and come up with something that's, I don't know, just a little bit more not what you're watching on the screen right now. I mean, this is quite literally, I've like I said, I've edited this down, as you can see right now. Basically, you're watching a 10-minute video of somebody jumping on a flag, capping some points, moving on, and I did edit a lot of the kills out, and I edited some of the deaths out as well. In fact, I edited all the deaths out, I think, and I edited a lot of the kills out as well, just to accent the point that I am quite literally moving from point to point to point to point, and not doing a damn thing. So the video is going to run on past the commentary, obviously, and I'd love to know what you guys' feedback is, so please leave a comment down below. I want to know what your thoughts are, whether or not you think this is a problem, or whether or not it's ruined your game experience. What do you think? Did you play Battlefield 3? Did you play Battlefield 4? Did you come across these kind of problems in the past? And if so, what do you think your solutions are to fixing what I see as a problem with the Conquest system as it exists? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And I'll catch up with all you guys in the next one as the week goes on. All right then, ta-da.